Conditioning. What is it? The person most people think of as who they are is not real. It's composed of beliefs that make up a composite of conditioning you refer to as your identity. It's a phantom that seems completely real and, which when believed in, generates a steady stream of chaos, fear, and suffering. This is a state in which most of humanity has lived within for thousands of years, and which most people still adhere to. But it is now coming to a rapid close in what's referred to as the new energy, another name for the golden age. The new energy is also known as the now, or the fifth dimension. Space is the third dimension, and time is the fourth dimension. And they created the platform on which the illusion of separation occurred. It seems to take time to go from A to B in a given space, which equals the appearance of separation. The belief in separation creates the illusion of victims, and from there, all suffering occurs. The true self is God, who is one, beyond which there is nothing. Everything literally is God, at various levels of conscious awareness of itself. Conditioning masks or veils our true self. It's simple as that. Removing, or more correctly transforming, these masks reveals our true self to ourself, and the result is a return to the conscious awareness of our individuated God self, or freedom, or peace, love, unconditioned, joy, abundance, and beauty. At the foundation of conditioning is unworthiness, also guilt, shame, and remorse. Everything that makes up the mask of our identity stems from these roots. When they're exposed and loved or embraced, grace, which is love in action, transforms the illusion of them back into nothingness, effectively removing them. For example, let us say that you're in constant fear of losing your job, your relationships, your possessions, your credibility, or so-called reputation, everything. This is a clear manifestation of unworthiness. What happens is we get lost in the drama or story connected with the play we are acting in, and the suffering that results. We place our attention on the play instead of the root cause of the play. We go to psychologists and take medication and study how-to books and take workshops in an attempt to build up our self-confidence. The problem with this is we're attempting to build up a mask of worthiness on a phantom that doesn't exist. It may have a temporary Band-Aid effect. We may even become rich and famous and have the attention and admiration of millions around the world. But the same unworthiness remains because it has not been felt and embraced and transformed. We only need to look at Hollywood or other areas of high visibility of what people call success to witness the decay beneath the mask. They are no different from anyone on the street. They've just come face to face with their constant feeling of unworthiness, much quicker, having achieved everything they thought was important, realizing that feeling of unworthiness was still present. Rather than going into these feelings of who you are not, they sedate, they run, or they distract, or all three. This delays freedom, and because of the attention given to the suffering being endured due to the belief in being separated, isolated, and alone, they recreate more and more of the same kinds of experiences in an endless circle of misery. Finally, they, meaning all of humanity, eventually have reached the line in the sand where they can take no more. Some choose to leave their bodies through illness or so-called accidents, while others turn inward and begin to follow spiritual teachings. This route, if taken, eventually leads to freedom, but it can be a very long route, which all spiritual teachings speak of as freedom in the future. The transformation of conditioning, or self-discovery, is the most direct pathless path to freedom, because it places attention on the truth. And the truth is, you're free now. You are God now, and have always been God, sleeping until now. Where you place your attention, expansion of what is focused upon occurs, and freedom, which is who you are, not what you have or can attain, who you are, returns to your conscious awareness very, very quickly.